Hello everybody, and welcome back to the Who Bulletin. We are here on another week, and I am relieved to say it's the last time I have to get up fucking early for one of these things. Welcome one and all to our live reaction, our live post-episode reaction, rambly review thoughts of the almost finale, the pre-finale, if you will, the penultimate episode of Season 2, Wishworld. So much to talk about here. And yeah, a lot to break down, a lot to chat about. Very, very, very cool. But a lot of ups and downs. And you know what? I'm fascinated to see what other people think. I am kind of holding off on checking out other people's opinions. So I'm just going to say a quick hello to everyone in the chat, and then we're going to get going. Welcome to Ethan DJC, welcome to Darth Wallace, welcome to Mr. Scarlo, welcome to Archer Studios, The Underhenge, Cam, Vinyl Lord, Lonely Assassin, Master Quentus, Dr. Master, I don't even know how, Stefan, Cyber Master Cyber Nova DW, I'm getting them all wrong now, Merlin's Cat, Sam DeMere, Christian Corios, Vanderez who's a member, thank you very much, William, Peter, Michael, and everyone else who is joining the chat right now. Welcome to the Who Bulletin. This is our weekly Doctor Who review show, if you will. And today we're talking about Wishworld, which has just dropped about an hour ago on BBC iPlayer and Disney Plus around the world. And we are here to talk about it. There is so much to unpack, and I honestly don't really know where to start. So, to warm myself up, to warm my cockles, if you will, we're going to start with a hoodle this week. I don't think we did it last week. I think we might have done it, but I think we did it quite late. So I'm very excited to have another go. Oh, bloody hell, man. I'm going to move my phone because that's just disrupting my computer. A hurdle is a little game that we do to warm up here on the Who Bulletin, where we listen to an extract of a Doctor Who episode, and we look at a photo from a Doctor Who episode, and we try and work out which one it is. It's only going to take, 5 minutes, if that? It's a nice little warm-up. Thank you to Winston, who just subscribed, apparently. Thank you very much. And yeah, just another reminder as well, as it says in the pinned chat, do not spoil anything. Do not spoil anything. No leaks or spoilers for future episodes. We're going to talk spoilers about Wishworld, but nothing about the reality war, nothing about the future of Doctor Who. I am aware that the certain mention of a name, Omega, does kind of confirm some leaks, which I've seen and heard, unfortunately. But we do not want any of that discussion here, because there are people who have managed to avoid those things and probably had a very fun reaction with that. So we're going to continue going forward. Anyway, Sonic Saturday, let's go. Or did we do this one? I think we did this one last week, didn't we? Oh, never mind, that's good. Okay. Any statements made by blank may not be public without official clearance. May not be made public. Clovis. Who is... Oh, I don't know, and I can't be bothered to think. Magician's Apprentice. Her pretty blue eyes were salvaged from the bin. Clovis. Deep breath. I hate these ones. Like a little shop. Oh, New Earth then. Yeah, Clovis. Oh yeah, the mayor of the Duke of Manhattan or whatever it is. Yes, oh, that's a shame. Father's Day. Oh, the Who fans recognise that cider from anywhere. That's fantastic. What are we looking at here? Well, it's a Jodie Whittaker episode, because you can see her coat. I'm not really sure what any of this is, to be honest. Maybe Revolution of the Daleks? No, a stone thrown through glass. It takes you away, maybe? No? Okay, TARDIS drawing? Could it be Spyfall Part 1? Oh god, I'm really fucking this. Oh no, maybe it's Village of the Angels? Yeah, that's the one. Jesus, that took me ages. That was quite tough, I think. The pilot? I want to say the pilot. Yeah, It's the university complex. Yeah, I do recognise that. Very good. And okay, what? Before the flood? No. Very green, isn't it? Oh, I don't know this one. That's tough. I'm just typing in green at this point. Listen. Oh, all my good guesses. Oh, no, it's... Oh, God, I know what it is. It's Night Terrors. Yeah. Yeah, because of the plate candles, which also makes sense with these as well. Because they film it on a council estate and make it all green to look like Grotty, which is strange. Lux? Oh, died in the heartbeat. It's the ending where he goes into the universe, the light of creation. Very cool. Finally. Fuck knows. Just, I'm gonna guess a random episode. Midnight. That's so easy, that one. Yeah, I'm not gonna get it from that one, but that one's so easy. 50905516. Again.
Did you see?
Yeah.
Taking a big space truck with a bunch of strangers across a diamond planet called...
That's good. That's good. I'll give it that. All right. Christ, we'll talk about the episode. Welcome, one and all, to the Who Bulletin. Today we're going to talk about Wishworld. I am very excited to talk about this one because there is a lot to talk about. And I'm getting a mixed vibe, actually, which is interesting. You know, like, fair play. I didn't expect it to be mixed because again, like, I try not to look on Twitter while I'm watching it. I try to sit and just watch. Just watch, like, what's going on. Like, there's certain things where I'm like, I kind of wish there was a bit more to that, but I don't mind certain elements not being explained. Like, the bi-generation stuff, I just have to just go, sure, and expect it at this point that we're just always going to get that. We're always going to get it, but yeah, there are certain things where in this episode, the main plot thread, if I'm ignoring, like, Tharies was in this. Really? Oh, that's sick. God damn, they finally start getting people in the show. That's great. That's fantastic. Oh, fantastic. Oh, that's lovely. Oh, that's really nice. Oh, they got him in the show. That's fantastic. Love that. Absolutely love that. That's fantastic for him. What a lovely fucking exciting experience. That's lovely. A very important episode as well because of the disability angle. I think was really interesting, and I thought, like, a lot of that stuff. I loved all of that, by the way. I loved it because everyone was theorizing about this, right? With, like, Conrad having, like, do you remember in Lucky Day when Ruby was, like, talking to Conrad and saying, oh, like, the Doctor would probably like a flirt with you? And he was a bit like, he's a little bit, like, thrown back by it. It's like, oh, gay? No. And I thought that was really interesting because everyone was sort of, like, picking into that and going, you know, is he, like, kind of homophobic? Or at the very least, is he very, like, traditionalist, like, man and woman is right, anything else is wrong? And then this episode kind of backs that up with it being Conrad's Wishworld. You've got, like, yeah, with it being Conrad's Wishworld, you get all of this stuff where it's like, the Doctor sort of says that Abraham is a beautiful man, and they immediately like, well, you're a man, you can't find me beautiful. That's wrong. Like, all that sort of thing. I was like, that's really great. And there were undertones of that when Rogue appears on the screen, and the Doctor says to Belinda, "There's a man on the screen. I really liked him," and she looks a bit concerned by that. There's like elements there of homophobia. Elements there of, like, ableism as well, clearly, is like, because disabled people aren't part of Conrad's worldview, they just sort of cast aside, which again lines up to him having that line at Shirley in Lucky Day. Again, everything ties back nicely, where he looks at Shirley and goes, oh, she's claiming benefits, which is crazy. that again plays into this where it's like disabled people aren't in his worldview, right? And that's interesting. I just thought there was a really interesting political angle that was actually really well handled and not like the main... it's not hammering you over the head with anything, but it was super interesting that like they were able to tackle these things. No. Great as in it's great storytelling and it's great to like acknowledge this and do something with it, because they could have just made it like this whole like perfect world thing where everyone's happy and there's no doubt or whatever. And I like the idea that they do tackle a few small political themes in this. Average sort of late 20s, 30-year-old white guy, straight white guy, is idea of a perfect world, and there's no disabled people in it. There's no gay people in it. It's very traditionalist nuclear family aesthetic. Like all of the homes are very polished and bright pastel colors, like the kind of visions you see, like Fallout, right? Like the 50s and 60s, sort of, again, that nuclear family aesthetic. I think it's so interesting the way they kind of tackle that. I think this episode had a lot going for it. I was impressed pretty much from the get-go because I was worried from last week, because the ending of the bi-generation thing was so tacked on. I did worry about that just sort of not really going anywhere. And it felt like we kind of jumped straight into it, and we had this wonderful scene with the Rani just by herself in this little historical village, and she's stealing this baby and turning people into whatever. And I was worried at first. Because at first I didn't notice that she kissed the baby before doing anything, and I thought they're giving Rani weird powers. However, they're not. It is the baby. I love it. I loved all of the elements of it. If you're going to bring back a god of like the pantheon and make it a baby and make it the god of wishes, then fantastic. Yeah, make it a baby that doesn't have like a harbinger or doesn't have this or doesn't have that. It's like we're just using this god, right? As in, like, we're not letting it grow to like a big thing. It's not, which I love. It's hugely important, and like I was worried about the idea of them bringing back a god and doing the whole like, oh, it's the wrong anagram thing again. They didn't do the whole anagram thing with the Rani. They just brought her back. And as much as I would have preferred the reveal to be to the Doctor, I did also like the Rani's actual reveal to the Doctor. I do think, and I stand by this, that they shouldn't have done it at the end of last week. But then also, the way the story's gone, I can't imagine how else they would have done it. They almost needed to reveal that it was the Rani first for the audience, and I get that. But I think in an ideal world, the best reveals are the ones where the Rani reveals themselves to the Doctor, and the Doctor gets to find out at the same time as the audience, because then we get that visceral reaction. And the Rani reveals herself here to the Doctor, even though the audience already know who she is, and we don't really get much of a reaction from the Doctor. We get a bit of a shock, but like he can't remember, he's struggling with his memory, which I did find a little bit annoying. I was kind of hoping, that he was going to be a little bit more, I don't know, I was hoping he would sort of like click his memory back quicker, which I get, but I understand that they're sort of playing it one at a time. I loved it. I loved the scene where they were dancing together. I loved the scene with the sort of talking about the history. I loved the scene of seeing Kate O'Mara's face again. Like, that's so nice to see again, like the old Ronnie. I love these little flashback moments. I do like them. And then, yeah, I really enjoyed the sort of moment where the Doctor gets his memory back and the Doctor's theme from like series 4 like ramps up. I did feel a little bit like, oh, that was very, I don't know, it's sort of fan wank, it's nostalgia bait, if you will, but I enjoyed that. There's a part of me where I see the old Doctor's faces and we're ramping up the Doctor's theme. We see the old Doctor's faces. He's getting his memory back. Just love it. Just love it. Omega, we will talk about, because my brain is in all whatever. I like that it's a very, like, they're ripping apart the, fragments of reality itself to find Omega. But why does the Rani want Omega back? I like them going along the lines of Omega as the first Time Lord. The problem with this, of course, is that it's very, very, very hard to get that line, because if we're going by the continuity of the Timeless Child, the Doctor is the first Time Lord, right? Like, they're the first Doctor, they're the first person with the power of regeneration and all that sort of thing. Omega was part of that initial three. There was Tecteun, there was Rassilon, and there was Omega. And Rassilon got a name drop. Omega got a name drop here. Omega is going to be in the reality war, which is crazy to me. Again, the thing that this last couple of episodes has done that I haven't liked, admittedly, is telling the audience that there's going to be a twist before it happens. And also, fuck the Doctor Who social media team for one little thing. Love you guys, but one little thing. Why are we doing the Subwave Network chat on Instagram and going, tables don't do that, remember? It's like, and Russell saying it as well, it's like, stop telling us everything. Like, we're not stupid. We can watch an episode of Doctor Who and work out the table thing. Because Rogue says it on screen. I just... But I do think we're getting things sort of... Where it's like the Rani reveal was last week with the Bi-Generation. It was just... So the audience, the Doctor doesn't get to see it. And then this week it's the other way around. We get the name drop of Omega. We know we're probably going to see Omega next week, because they wouldn't do that without doing it. Susan we're probably going to see next week. So any of the big moments we can kind of already predict, which is kind of annoying. But it is what it is. It's like, we know we're probably going to get Omega next week. We know we're probably going to get Susan back next week. We know we're probably going to get all these things. I just don't know how... I don't know how we could wrap it up well. That's my concern. I enjoyed this episode. I really did. I did. I liked it. I'm just worried about next week, because if next week doesn't land it, then this will be dragged down. And I hope next week is good. I am fine with Omega coming back. That is exciting. Do I think they'll do it justice? No. Like, I'm calling it now. With the Disney budget, Omega will be like Sutek was. He's going to be some big CGI thing. It's not going to be if there's one thing I can guarantee on this new era, is that they will take something from Classic Who, and if it's just a guy in a robe and a big old mask, they're going to turn him into some big-ass CGI thing, right? It happened with Sutek. They made him into this sort of celestial god because he needs to feel powerful. Omega is a character that needs to feel powerful, and I guess maybe never did when he just had that mask on. But do I think they'll make him this massive god thing? I do. I see that happening. I don't know... I also don't know what version of Omega they'll reference. I would prefer to see that classic headpiece. I want to see, if they're going to do a big CGI version, right, or whatever, I want it to be at least inspired by this design. I don't really want to see Omega in this sort of, what people calling it, the fish design. I don't want to see that shit. I don't want to see that. As cool as that was, I don't want to see that. This is fucking awesome. That's a goated design, and they'd be very silly if they ever changed that. I'm here for it. You know what? As a fan, look, we've been saying Rani for years, we've been saying Omega for years. We can't suddenly complain that Omega's coming back. Fans have been asking for it for years. We might have wanted it in a different way, but we have to just see how they do it. I am very much just waiting to see how they go about it. I love Omega as a character. I've not watched loads of Classic Who, but I have seen the Three Doctors for one, and I loved it. I loved it. I thought, I'm very excited to see how they do that. They'll probably not do it 100% justice, and because if he's a big CGI fucking menace, it probably only will be a very brief scene. But I can't lie, hearing Omega's original voice was very exciting. That was really, really cool. To hear that echo through the realm was fantastic. What are you up to, Conrad? You've grown facial hair and I'm going by George. But we know it's you. Sorry I'm late. Was watching Thary's talking about how he's in the episode. Sneaky bugger. Yeah. Excellent. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Omega was... it's not just a name drop. Yeah, I know, like, he's coming back. But it's like, again, they've mentioned it and now he's coming back. It's just very, like, I wish they'd waited for the moment to drop the Omega thing and then show him. Do you know what I mean? As opposed to going, he's coming back, and then waiting a week to see what he looks like. And I really hope they don't reveal it in like a next time trailer or something, because that would be really, really annoying. I don't know. Yeah, I'm excited by that. The only thing that I would say that I don't want for the next one is I don't want to see the Master. I said I was like, you never know, we could see Missy. I think too much now. There's too much going on now. We need to keep it simple now. I am worried. Inaccessible to new viewers? I don't know if it is. This is the thing as well. I think it's very easy as a fan to say it's inaccessible for new viewers, but you have to let the new viewers speak for themselves. I introduced Doctor Who, reintroduced to someone who I work with. Now, he hadn't watched it since Tennant when he was growing up, like really hadn't, and he was curious to check out Shooty's era, but never really bothered, right? He watched all of season 1 and really enjoyed it. He actually enjoyed the Sutekh stuff, right? Didn't have a fucking clue who Sutekh was, historically, but thoroughly enjoyed it as the god of death, and that's all you need to know. People aren't idiots, right? Just because they haven't watched like every Omega story or every Sutekh story doesn't mean they're not going to get it. Like, it's the scale of it. When you say Omega, the first Time Lord, okay, that's enough to let, like, I think saying Omega's the first Time Lord and giving it this sort of scary sort of premonition is more than enough information to go, yeah. Because when they bring back, they're not going to rely on, like, watching the Three Doctors. It's like with Sutekh, when they brought Sutekh back, they didn't rely on you watching Pyramids of Mars. They introduced Sutekh as the god of death, and he kills everyone, and that's his motivation and what he wants, and that's this, and this is how you stop him. Like, they have a whole thing. They reinvent the character when they bring them back. It's the same with the Master when they brought him back in Series 3. They bring the Master back. The Master having the drum beat thing, that wasn't in Classic Who. They didn't have that, but it's new. They reinvent the character, and it makes sense. When I was a kid, I found the Master for the first time when I watched Series 3. I didn't know who the Master was, but you know what? Thoroughly enjoyed it still. I still love it. One of my favourite episodes is Utopia, and I still love it. And even then, I think it's more than enough for me, personally. Not enough for plot twist for the finale? Maybe. But I don't know. We can't comment on what happens next week. Thing is, this is what I'm saying, is like, this same thing that happened last year is, The Legend of Ruby Sunday was brilliant. The Legend of Ruby Sunday was absolutely brilliant. I love that episode. And then I think Empire of Death, not being as good or not being as tidily wrapped up, lets the previous episode down. It sort of kind of affects that and makes it a bit more disappointing. Whereas this time it's like, yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed Wishworld, but I am very, like, yeah, I'm concerned, because it all depends on next week. And the thing is, this is almost like a redundant review. I thoroughly enjoyed Wishworld. I thought it was an absolutely fine episode of Doctor Who. I think I came very much off not enjoying the Interstellar Song Contest very much. I'll be honest with you, I really didn't. I've made that quite clear. On my initial review, I was a bit more positive about it, but I've talked about it since. I've had a bit of time to revisit it, and I really didn't like that episode, and I really just have not much positivity to give for the Interstellar Song Contest. So coming out of that and going into this week, I enjoyed it as an episode. But it's a hard one to do for a penultimate episode. But I think as far as penultimate episodes go, I prefer this to The Legend of Ruby Sunday. The Legend of Ruby Sunday was good, but it had the same thing where we're just kind of going through the numbers and we're setting up the finale, as opposed to this is the finale now. And I think that's why I like this a bit more, is because you've got the Wishworld thing, because you've got the Doctor and all, like, and Belinda living this sort of fake life with Poppy, and it's all, you know, this whole vision. Like, we don't get the whole thing of what happens after the TARDIS blew up or whatever. We're just straight into this story. We're not like dancing around. We're exploring this world and leading directly into the finale. We know where we're at. I do feel like Omega will be a very small element of that, though. I know that that's the whole thing, that she wants to bring back Omega, but she's not going to be able to. That's the point, isn't it? But you never know, in the future we may be able to again. I think that this episode was solid, though. I thought, as a concept, a lot stronger than Legend of Ruby Sunday, which was just modern-day Earth, dance along the plot, mystery, 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 Sutekh reveal, done. And I love that episode, by the way. That ending reveal is brilliant. And I don't think the cliffhanger was as strong in this episode, but I can't lie, I fucking enjoyed it. Like, I thought the concept was really strong. The way the world has changed, society has changed, was super interesting. There was enough going on that I thoroughly enjoyed it. I'm interested to see... Yeah, I'm very interested to see where this goes and what happens next. And yeah, I'm excited for that. I don't know if... I don't know. It could go... If next week is good, this episode will be even better. But if next week is bad, this will be let down. But that's that, I think. Blink and you miss Susan in this episode. Yeah, Susan did rock up very briefly to Mew once again. Is the camera. She just very briefly show up just to go into the screen. I don't know if I could give it a rating out of 10. I think I'll have to wait till after the series for that. I'm also going to try and make a video this week talking about like a precursor to the reality war. So look out for that on the channel this week. But as it stands, I am very like... Yeah, I'm very excited. Oh, the comments on screen, I'm not actually freezing that. That's just very... yeah, but for me, I think as someone who really didn't enjoy last week, I feel better coming out of this week than I did last week. I felt quite annoyed coming out of last week, whereas this week I'm like, that was good. They gave everything like a time. Rogue's little cameo definitely was him on a green screen in America, because there's no way he's coming back again. I loved it though. I loved that they brought him back just for a quick flash. You know, it was so clearly green screen, but you know what? It was better than Clara and Twice Upon a Time. Oh yeah, my expression. Yeah, I'm really bad at that. I'm really bad at like reading the comments, just being like, because the comments are like right up in the camera as well. So I'm like, the Rogue cameo was off guard, but I liked it. This is when I respect the indicator. I know. I tell you what else I liked. I liked the 73 yards references, because again, in hindsight, when you watch 73 yards, that at the time the episode was like, well, that's really confusing, but it paid off in Empire of Death. It's paying off now. Those things are important later on, and I like that. I like that we're connecting it. I like that we've got Clara and Twice Upon a Time is better. Fucking, I'm sorry. I will be the first to criticize the VFX in this era. I really will. Let's have a look at this. Clara Twice Upon a Time is ass, and I will go down on record. She's awkwardly CG'd in. It looks terrible. It really doesn't look very good at all. It's definitely, it almost gives like AI, even though it's like not AI. It sort of almost gives that. Where is it? Where is that? Where is that bit? Oh, here it is. But it's like, oh, come on, don't linger too long. She's like so clearly not there. When you compare it to like when Bill's there in frame with him, and then we get this random. It looks very, very edited, like to make her look like she's there. Whereas like when Rogue's on the screen, he's not there, so that's fine. You know what I mean? Like if it was in the same scene, it would be bad. But because it's on a screen, it's fine. But I think that, yeah. I don't know. I think it's the context as well. Maybe I think maybe I'm getting bogged down in the context of Clara has to actually be there, standing opposite Capaldi, and very clearly wasn't. Whereas Rogue was just on a screen, and he was on a screen. I enjoyed that though. It's very interesting to see people's reactions to this. Seems like we had pretty much like a solid 5 out of 5 episodes in a row that people really enjoyed, and now we're getting back to the Doctor Who stuff. I thought the Rani was really good. I thought the Rani was great because my worry was to make the Rani too much like the Master. The only bit I didn't like about the Rani said was like, "Oh, people thought we might have been lovers." Whatever, fuck off. I don't enjoy that. But what I did like is that pretty much all of the Rani's lines of dialogue, whether it be with the Doctor or anything like that, like I really enjoyed. That she was just all about science. It's all about like scientifics and like theories and putting stuff together. Like she's clearly very intelligent, and I'm never saying the Master's not, but I'm so used to the Master being the Time Lord villain who comes in and is sort of running around and very frantic and it's just about chaos and killing people, and the Rani is very calculated. She's like, I'm going to destroy this entire world to siphon like some sort of link to break the walls of reality and bring Omega back, and it's all this technical sci-fi stuff. You've got all these like weird mysterious women with the things like that was sick. I thought that was all really cool, and I thought as a character the Rani was really interesting. The only thing I didn't like was the whole romance suggestion. The music was fine. I thought we were going to get a little bit of like Rasputin again, a little bit. I was like, oh shit. When the disco ball came down especially, but yeah, I feel like they've already had eyes for William Hartnell. Another god is the last member of the unholy trinity. Yeah, who is the This is what I'm saying is, I wish they'd not done this whole fucking unholy trinity thing. I really, really do. Because it's so unclear as to who the unholy trinity is. They've not even said it in the show. And it's one of those things where it's like, I really, in the nicest way possible, respectfully, I wish Russell would just say a lot less publicly. Because, do you remember in Chris Chibnall's era, in the good old days? Like, Chris was not on social media. Chris would not really do any interviews. He was very hidden. A lot of people judged him for his writing and whatever. You're more than inclined to and more than welcome to criticise writing wherever you see it. But with his era, the very least you can say is he didn't do press releases where he just teased random elements of future episodes. He just took a back seat, let the episodes speak for themselves, and I kind of enjoyed that. I done this whole, like, the unholy trinity, the tables don't do that. It's like, stop telling me half the elements of the episode before we get into it. And I'm really worried that, especially now the Omega name's been dropped, we're going to get so much Omega content this week before we even get a chance to see, like, yeah, I don't know. Ivy, I reckon either a red jacket like the Rani, or you've got to try and do like a suit and tie, whatever option you've got. Or do Omega. Do a sort of robe cape thing. The one who waits was Sutek. But it could very easily be the one, like the one who waits is Omega as well. I don't know. Who's the meets boss? I think there's a lot of stuff that's unrealistic, actually. I just think there's so many things where it's like, I think fans, and myself included, want things to tie together, and I really would trust things to tie together really nicely. But you never know. You never know. The great thing is they don't need to do a Tales of the TARDIS because the Three Doctors is already on Tales of the bloody TARDIS. We've already got it. We already got this. He's already there. So I'd suggest, and I guarantee they'll advertise the fuck out of this week. Three Doctors. Bang. There it is on BBC iPlayer. Tales of the TARDIS, the Three Doctors. You can watch the Three Doctors. You can watch Omega. You can, with the Tales of the TARDIS stuff from Joe Grant and Clyde Langer. And that's really fun, and I like that. Yeah, that's the thing. Could the toy maker have been talking about Omega? That's an interesting theory. When the toy maker... You're right. You're completely right, Cam, actually. When the toy maker says, I saw it hiding and I ran, but it's latched onto the TARDIS, you'd think he'd acknowledge that specific thing. But without that context, and you think Omega, who has been sort of hiding in the under-universe, whatever it's called, waiting to be unleashed... That is almost like waiting as well. I don't know. Is the Arc of Infinity going to be referenced? The thing is, I need to catch up on so much Classic Who now, but this might be a chance for me to now catch up on some Classic Who. I want to make sort of new videos and stuff going forward over the next few weeks, so this will be an opportunity for me to catch up on some old classic stories that I haven't actually seen. That may or may not include the Rani or Omega. I have seen 3 Doctors, though. Well, I've got you here. Thank you all very much, by the way, for joining today. We're not quite done yet, but we've still got another like half an hour. But I just wanted to say a quick thank you to the 138 people who are currently watching this live stream. Absolutely incredible and thoroughly appreciated by myself. These streams have not been an easy feat getting up this early, but I did want to say that I've enjoyed this series quite a lot, and I've enjoyed the wonderful interactions I've had with you fans of the show and fellow fans of the show, whether it be online, whether it be in person at some of these Doctor Who BFI screening events. So many lovely interactions I've had with people, so much excitement for the show again. I actually am now making YouTube content again. I had a bit of a tough time in my life when I was trying to keep on the content grind, you know, finishing uni, going into like full-time work, not having a proper like place to live for a little bit of time as well, so I couldn't do YouTube, and then never just came back to it. I've started doing live streams and all that sort of thing, but finally I am back making weekly content. You might have seen over the last 2 weeks I have dropped a video every week. I'm dropping shorts all the time, so please do keep an eye out for more stuff in the future. I will actually be posting videos from now on, and I again really appreciate all the love and support you guys have been giving me. I'm not liking the stream. Well, I mean, feel free to like the stream, would appreciate that. So yeah, I just want to shout out, if you like Doctor Who and you want to see more Doctor Who content from me, then please do press that subscribe button and give us a like if you want to do it. But yeah, I'm going to be posting weekly stuff. There's going to be something this week, there's going to be something the week after, etc, etc, etc. So you can look forward to that. And, by the way, if you're a member, you get every video early. So, for those members who are here, keep an eye out for that. You get videos early, and you get an exclusive chat and role in our Discord server, which is linked below as well. So please do join the Discord server if you haven't already. And if you're a member, definitely join the Discord server, because you get an exclusive benefit that you're not claiming there. Fantastic. Okay, we're going to be right back in just a moment. I need to pop to the toilet, and I will be here to read out your comments and go through some of your thoughts, but stay right where you are. We'll be back very, very shortly. Hello. Okay. So, let's talk about questions. Let's talk about the thoughts and theories that you guys have at home. Put them in a chat. Let me know what you thought. Let me know your hot takes. Let me know your cold takes. Let me know your big questions, your funny questions, whatever. And we'll read through them right now. I'm very excited about this. I think for me, I have to just summarize my thoughts. And I think just say that, like, I really enjoyed this episode. I did enjoy it. I think a lot of people are very mixed on it. And that's absolutely fair enough. Like, I completely get that. I understand why that is. And I get it completely. It has elements that are messy. It obviously deals with a classic Doctor Who character. Whenever you bring back a classic Doctor Who character, there are always going to be some people who aren't enjoying it. Hey, Crispy, welcome. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought genuinely it was a very good episode and set up a lot of great stuff. But it all rides on if the finale is good. If the finale is not good, it will drag this down. And that is just a matter of fact with any Doctor Who finale. Doctor Who penultimate episodes are usually pretty good. And the great thing is if people didn't enjoy this episode that much, then the finale at least can't let them down that much, which I guess is a good thing. Personally, I can completely understand why people didn't enjoy it, but I did, and I did get a kick out of this. And I think, for me, the only weak episode this season has been the Interstellar Song Contest. That's absolutely fine if people disagree. I don't know, but I wanted to see, actually, in the credits, who was credited as the voice of Omega. Whether there was a credit for Omega, but he's been named, and you heard him. So I would have thought they'd have to give some credit, similar to how the Rani had credit last week for the creators of the Rani. Great to see Rogue. It was great to see Susan Triad as well. Love that. Love that lady. Poppy as well. She's going to be important, isn't she? Doesn't seem like they're trying to make Space Babies important in retrospect, though. I was a bit worried that they were going to try and do something more with Space Babies, but obviously they're saying, like, right at the end, the Doctor was like, if you know what that means, like, she is real, yada yada, something like that. What is it? But I do like the ending. I like the ending of the Doctor falling into the void, basically. I have a daughter, Poppy is real. Don't you know what that means? I have a daughter, Poppy's real. So maybe he's implying that Poppy is... This is where it's going to get convoluted, and here's my theory, right? I know this might not be a popular one, but let me just say what I think could happen. This isn't true, necessarily. Poppy was created entirely in concept, at least in this version of reality, by the Wish God. A wish of the Doctor having a child with Belinda, but maybe something will happen in the finale that actually allows Poppy to then be real after the fact this is all solved. Because, well, here's the other thing, is which is actually quite interesting, is there is no other creature or person that is fictional, that is made up, right? Poppy is the only example in Wishworld, in my eyes. Poppy's the only example in Wishworld. If we didn't know about Space Babies, Poppy's the only fictional character that could have been brought to life, where it's like, the Doctor and Belinda don't have a child in the real reality, so why in Wishworld do they have a child? Wishworld is deceiving people, and it's changing certain things. It's changed the aesthetic of everything, but London is still London. The people are still there. You know, the disabled people are still there, but they have this like camp. It's like people are divided, society's divided. It's very different, but everyone who is on Earth is real, is a real person. And the Doctor says at the end, Poppy is real. Poppy is real. Of course she is. We've seen her in Space Babies, but also in this world, she is real. So, if by technicality Poppy is the Doctor's daughter, and we're dealing with Susan next week, is it very likely that Poppy is the Doctor's daughter and is Susan's mother? I don't know. But then we go back to season 1, where Kate and the Doctor have a chat about it. Kate was like, how I didn't know you had kids. And he's like, I don't have kids. But she's like, but you have a granddaughter. He's like, well, timey-wimey, yada yada. He sort of brushes it off by sort of implying that he hasn't had kids, but he knows he has a granddaughter because timey-wimey. So how that's going to work, I have no idea. But I do worry that they're going to try and do something with the Doctor's origins again a little bit. I do worry that if you could take this to the nth degree, you could say that Poppy's the Doctor's daughter, Poppy eventually is Susan's mother, and then Susan falls back through time to Gallifrey to meet William Hartnell's Doctor, saying that she's the Doctor's granddaughter, and then that's the inciting incident that makes the Doctor want to fly away from Gallifrey. And that's very bootstrap paradoxy, but hey, maybe they won't do that. Maybe that's not the line. Yes, Battlefront 3, let's make it happen. I'm fully down with that. But, yeah, and then you've got Omega as well, who's the first Time Lord, technically. But is he the first Time Lord? Would Tech-Dayun not technically be the first Time Lord, if not the Doctor? That's where things get convoluted and confusing for me. Well, this is what I'm saying, is Poppy is... Thank you, Goratrix, for subscribing, by the way. Appreciate that. Look at that. Woo! Poppy is officially the Doctor's daughter, right, in this. So, Poppy's the Doctor's daughter. Poppy is real. We saw Poppy in space, but, like, this Wishworld... My point is, the Wishworld hasn't made anyone up. It's just made the Doctor and Belinda be married. Poppy is the Doctor's daughter. Now, Poppy might not be technically the Doctor's daughter, not by, like, genes or anything like that, or maybe she will. Maybe that's going to be a reveal next week. I don't know. A lot of people making the suggestions that the baby farm in Space Babies is a very Rani thing to do, so who knows. I do wonder if the Rani does about the Timeless Child, but I don't know if we'll go there. I think that is too convoluted at that point. Oh, that's true, actually, yes. The first Time Lord is the one that made the discovered time travel. I think we're going to get some interesting stuff there. I'm excited to see Omega. I can't lie. Look, and I know a lot of people didn't like Empire of Death. I'll tell you the one thing I didn't like about Empire of Death was the pointing at the sign naming you thing. That felt very contrived. I love the universe being destroyed. I love the scene with the spoon. I love the sort of trying to piece things together. I love going to 2046 or 45 or whatever because of the whole 73 yards connection. That's great. You bounce off a lot of these things. I don't even mind the way they got rid of Sutekh in the end by sort of throwing him into the time vortex and getting rid of him. I thought it all worked. The only thing I didn't like was that whole pointing at the sign thing. That felt contrived for me. But every other element of that episode was well put together. The only thing I just wish it wrapped up more answers. And there's left you with so many questions about Mrs. Flood as well, especially. But I'm hoping that we are going to be getting some bigger answers in the next episode. My problem is we didn't really get any answers in this one. We got that there's the two Ranis. And that's cool. Mrs. Flood is not a mystery anymore. It's just a shame, again, that we don't get the Doctor's reaction to that, like the raw reaction to that. I'm going to have to rewatch elements of this. But I very much enjoyed hearing Omega again. That was very cool. Like, the classic Omega voice did make me go, yeah! When it happened, and it was like, Omega, and I was like, yeah! I was excited about that, I can't lie. I think they probably will... I think they probably will make him a big CGI monster. Probably. I just hope if they do make him a big CGI monster that he looks like Omega. Do you know what I mean? Big CGI fish. Don't say that, please. So we get... Tell me. What are they trying to do? Tell me who you are looking for. Omega. Conrad says it. The first Time Lord. The creator of the Time Lords. And the greatest and most terrifying Time Lord of all. We get this sort of wording flashing on the screen as well, which I find interesting. I wonder what that is. Let's have a look. I wonder if it says Omega on screen. It literally just says like the letters of Omega on screen. And then you've got this sort of like thing here, whatever the fuck that is. I'm trying to work out what that is, but it's kind of hard to get at. You get like the words Omega flashing on screen. And then what is that? What is that? Can anyone identify what that is? Is that like the seal of Omega? Am I being like... Am I being an idiot? I don't know. But that's... it looks almost like kind of Seal of Rassilon-esque. Anyone know what that is? Any like big hardcore Doctor Who fans with a sort of Wikipedia-like knowledge able to identify that signage? I don't know, but we will see. Oh, long live Omega. I just want to hear that one more time. Proper classic. So I presume the original voice actor for Omega's passed away now, right? Because otherwise it would be a no-brainer that that's who's coming. Like, he'd be coming back to voice him. I mean, voice actor. Oh Christ, hang on. Ian Collier. Yeah, he died in 2008. That's so sad. So sad. So I wonder who's played other actors. Alan Chunce. Died in 2009. Okay. Peter Davison. Okay, maybe there's a story I haven't seen there that I'm getting confused at. Mark Corden. Don't know. Brian Blessed? No, surely not. Please don't do Brian Blessed. Please don't do that. I'm so confused. It's the seal of the Matrix, some people. Seal of Omega. Yeah, it is the seal of Omega. Yeah. Cool. It's like the seal of Rassilon, but... yeah. Then they should have had that symbol on the wall instead of the seal of Rassilon, my guy. Like, what are we doing? Like, that would have been a cool sort of... head. Very interesting symbol, isn't it? Ah, cool. Okay, well, let's talk to chat. What are you guys saying? Give me your hot takes and your opinions. I'd love to have a read of them. I've got a little bit of time. Him saying I am Omega, yeah, it's cool. I kind of want to have like this booming voice, a little bit like Sutek, you know. But it was a shame the original voice actor passed away, because that would have been amazing. Like Sutek, having Sutek's voice was great. Oh, I see. Oh, he does have that symbol on him. Good observation. Yes. That's great. So we know who's playing Omega next week. I don't think we do. Rassilon comes back. I don't know if Rassilon's coming back. I would really kind of hope not. Although it was kind of left open-ended with him, wasn't it? Really, what happens next? Should we have a look at Unleashed, see what the clip is? Let's have a look at what the clip... Ah! I don't want to get copyright striked. I actually might watch this week's Unleashed. Okay, hang on. Let me have a quick gander. I'm probably going to get striked for this, but okay.
In the Doctor Who Season 2 finale.
Okay, let's repeat chapter 1.
I'm going to just stop it individually so we don't get, like, striked for this.
Is it working?
We need to move a little faster. Sweet little Desideria. If only you were older, you could imagine such complicated things. Instead, I've got you.
Again, fucking nothing, really, from Unleashed. Not even worth the copyright, really, is it? Oh, dear me, that's really funny. Yeah, I'm excited to have a little bit more about the Rani in Classic Who. That'll be good. In the Unleashed thing, that'll be really good. Well, Faris probably will be in Unleashed. He was in the episode, wasn't he? Well, I don't know if he'll be interviewed. Probably not. I wouldn't have thought anyway, but he'll probably be in the background of it, presumably. They're gonna fuck up Conrad. I think Conrad is gonna die horribly. Or is Conrad gonna be like the good guy in the end and save the day? I don't fucking know. I think he probably will. I can't lie to you. I think Conrad probably will do something important towards the end. I think he'll... I have a feeling he's gonna... I don't know. I have a feeling he's going to sort of... you know, be bullied by the Rani and then end up being the one that saves the day. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And then die. But annoying, because he doesn't really deserve to be redeemed. He's a prick, but yeah. And then I also think Mrs. Flood maybe as well. I don't like the dynamic between the Ranis, I can't lie to you. Like, I know it's a bit cheeky and stuff, but it's like, why is... Mrs. Flood, like, why is the Rani the superior to Mrs. Flood? Like, why is that? Why is that? Do we think 15's going to regenerate next week? I really hope not. I really, really hope not. But you honestly never know with some of these things. Worries me. Definitely worries me. Yeah, that's the thing. I kind of wanted the Doctor to spot Mrs. Flood. I'm worried that he will regenerate. I don't know if he will. I don't think he will, but yeah. I mean, he's falling into the abyss, but where is that going to take him? Do you know what I mean? I have to say I really like the visuals. I thought the visual effects were incredible, as we know from this era that the standard is now so high. But I thoroughly enjoyed the visuals of that, the world sort of collapsing into like the pit. I thought that was great. It really, like, the sort of everything opening up and swallowing the world whole. It was very very exciting. Seeing the building sort of fall into the abyss, into the void, breaking down the walls of reality themselves. The visuals are very cool, and it's like, it looks very Time Lord technology-esque. Do you know what I mean? The music was brilliant. I was 13 in prison. I think because she was the fugitive or something. I don't fucking know. They never really wrapped that one up, did they? She broke out of prison and then never went back. But yeah, we've got Mayday. I feel like... Hot take. I feel like it would have made sense for this today, May 24th, to actually be the day of the finale, as opposed to Wishworld. Because it seems like they got just about, like, midnight to... like talking on to, right, now it's Mayday, now it's May 24th, and then like to be continued. So it's like, it would have been really cool to make that a thing, but I guess it's kind of trying to get you hyped up for the finale, so I guess that works out. Again, not a clue how 14 and Donna are getting on. Apparently Rose Noble is in the cast for next week. We didn't see her this week, so I wonder how she's going to be part of it. Wishworld was 24th. It is now the 20th. Well, I guess for the US it's not, but for us UK fans, this is... well, I don't know. Right now it's the 24th of May, so yes. I don't know. I don't know if I ever want to see 14 and Donna again, but there's also part of me which is like, it's always at the back of my mind of like, why is he just sort of chilling on Earth and not really doing anything? And that will be a continual annoyance for me as time goes on. But yeah. Well, whatever's happening, they've probably got him just doing something. I mean, again, we've got Mel there. 14 died, according to Russell? Where did he say that? Where did... Cybernova, please tell me, because I would love to find that. But I always said... What did I say after the giggle? And it hasn't happened. Oh, is that just the... Right, okay, that's just the lore. It's not really anything. Okay. I always said what would be great is if we had a villain that was big and bad enough that they appear on Earth, kill 14, and we see it on camera. like, we see him kill 14, or like Omega, for example, or Sutek kill 14. And then it's like they think that they've won because they've killed the Doctor. And then the 15 shows up and he's like, here I am, bitches. So I do wonder, like... Shame. Shame. Shame, 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 shame. I don't know. No, I thought the Star Beast was the only weak one. I think the Giggle and Warbler Yonder were both solid. And honestly, the Giggle reminded me very much of, like, 2008 Doctor Who, and I loved that. Like, I know it's Tennant and Catherine Tate, so I get that. But I think for me, that was what really landed the whole thing. I loved that. Rogue's cameo I thought was great. I agree, TV license man. I genuinely thought that him being in this episode was like a great little inclusion, because he could have very easily have never come back again. And obviously he works in the US, so obviously he's on a green screen. Happy they brought him back. That's something. Did you hear the news that Moffat and Chibnall had a scrap over RCD? No, I've not heard that. Yeah, no Cybermen and Daleks in another season. Good! We've had them every fucking year. We've had them every fucking year for, like, the last 10 years. We've had, like... I don't know. I don't know. We've had Daleks in Series 1. Daleks and Cybermen in Series 2. Daleks in Series 3 in the Master at the finale. Daleks in Series 4. Cybermen in the Christmas special. Daleks and Cybermen in Series 5. Daleks, very briefly, in Series 6. So that was probably the best one. Series 7, Cyberman episode. Dalek episode. Series 8, Dalek episode. Cyberman 2-parter with the Master. Series 9, Dalek 2-parter. Series 10, Dalek episode appearance. Double Cyberman 2-parter with the Master again. Series 11, Dalek special. Series 12, fucking Dalek special and Cyberman 2-parter with the Master again. Series 13, Cybermen, Daleks, Suntarans, Weeping Angels. Power of the Doctor, Cybermen, Daleks and Masters. I'm happy with no Cybermen and Daleks or Master for a little while. For like just some time. I'm enjoying not having them. Look, if they had a Christmas special this year and it was a Dalek episode, I'd be very happy. I'd love that. I'd be very happy if there was a Christmas special this year and it was a Dalek special, similar to like Revolution of the Daleks or something like that. Just something fun and Dalek-y and whatever you... Kind of weird that they casted Davros but did not use him in anything apart from one teaser. How do you mean? How do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? Yeah, Mel and Rani need to reunite. That would be a shame if that's a big missed opportunity if they don't do that. Being reported for doubt. Oh dear. Oh dear. But yeah, once again, please do join our Discord server. We have a lovely little community of people there, really trying to push that off the ground now. But it's the best place to find out when I drop some new stuff. I've also got my latest video, which is linked in the description below. If you haven't already seen mine and Cooper's ranking of every Doctor Who series from worst to best, that is the place to be. But yeah, please do join the Discord. The link is in the chat. We'll be doing more stuff there in the future. But yeah. I'm confused about the Davros recasting. He wasn't recast. And he wasn't cast. That was the same Davros actor from Russell's era. That's the same guy. I can't remember his name. Julian something. It's the same guy, just without all the makeup on. Played by, hang on. Oh, for fuck's sake. Give me the fucking name of the guy. Julian Bleach, that's it. Julian Bleach played him in Journey's End and Stolen Earth. And also in Magician's Apprentice and Witch's Familiar. And then also, Julian Bleach played Davros, but without all the makeup on in the Children Need thing. So he wasn't, like, cast, or there's no recast there. It's just very much the same guy. I don't think it's that deep of a thing. Cool that we got him very early on in the era. But yeah. No, that's all good. That's all good. No, it's absolutely fine. He looked incredibly different. He didn't have any other makeup on, but yeah, he has. It was the same guy, which is cool. But I do wonder. I don't know if we'll ever see him again in this era. But yeah, I don't think we need to. I think we've had quite a bit of Davros. I think if we bring Davros back again, we're delving into territory where it's like too many appearances. I'm not saying that's the case, but like, for example, like the Master has had too many appearances in recent years. The Daleks and Cybermen have both had quite a lot of appearances in recent years. Sontarans are probably the only ones that haven't as much from Classic Who, and I like that they were in Flux, and that was a really nice thing. I've never beaten the Conrad allegations, am I? I should get like a white suit for next week just to wear it to dress up as Conrad, honestly. Like, I should do it. But he's problematic, guys. He's problematic. I want to release a Conrad figure so I look like I've been seen. Yeah, the only reason I'd ever want to see... the only ones out of those Dalek, Cybermen, all that stuff that I'd want to see back, I really wouldn't mind seeing Daleks again, to be honest. If they were redesigned, if they were brought back, and it was a proper big thing, then I'm happy to do that. Like, I'm happy to see Daleks in a new era. Wait. There was a Dimensions in Time bit? Oh, I missed that! Autons agree. They should be brought back. Wait, what the fuck? Hang on. Oh my god, where the fuck are we now? Come on, where's the Rani reveal bit? Here we go. Oh, it is! That's from fucking... That's from Dimensions in Time! Oh my god. We actually have canonized Dimensions in Time now as an actual Doctor Who story. Amazing! Oh man, I'm so happy with that shit. That's great. That's great. Oh my god, stop dancing and show me the fucking people's faces. Yeah, that's it. Dimensions in Time. I want to say the first one, Mark of the Rani, is it? That's Time in the Rani. They've really upscaled that footage. They've really... I mean, it looks... I don't want to give AI allegations, but it looks very... very polished. Do you know what I mean? Very, very polished footage. But yeah, it looks great. Like, Dimensions in Time, Mark of the Rani, Time in the Rani. I mean, she's only ever been in 2 Classic Who stories plus Dimensions in Time, so it makes sense to reference it. I know it's daft as fuck, but yeah, it's fun. People love it. It would be weird to avoid it because it was Kate O'Mara's last appearance as the Rani on screen. It would be really a shame to not at least credit that. Dimensions in Time is fun. It's daft and it's fun, and we all love it, so... yeah. I don't know. I don't know what I want to see in the finale, but I'm you know what, I'm going in with open mind. Like, if Omega is a giant CGI monster, but it's done well, I don't care. Like, he is a fucking god. Like, when we've last seen him, or at least like when we saw him in Classic Who, he was very much this man with this sort of god complex, where he's like this all-powerful, like, being of his own little universe, you know. I just thought that I just think that's interesting. Do you know what I mean? It's like an interesting concept as like who that person is, but also like what he could do if he had like unlimited power. What happened to Omega? What happened to Omega? That's the other thing. I mean, in canon, and by that I mean not Big Finish. Big Finish is canon, yes, but what happened to we in Classic Who when we last saw him? I think they kill him off twice, don't they? They just sort of do whatever. I mean, technically he appeared in the Timeless Children, but you know, we'll not do that one. That's right. He doesn't really exist anymore. He discovered that he's completely dissolved his physical body and could not leave his universe. That's right. Yeah. So he I remember this now. Yeah. And then I haven't watched Dark of Infinity. He still had no physical form. A TARDIS and a servant. So he did have a TARDIS. Interesting. So he's never had a physical body or form then. So it's going to be a giant CGI monster thing. So long as the big CGI thing looks like Omega, I'm fucking down with that. I can't lie to you guys, I'm happy with that. I think that's fine. I think it could look really cool if they do that well. If they do it well, and they do the character justice, I don't see a problem with that. Sutek was a bigger thing because, yeah, I mean, you're sort of stretching it a bit, but like, yeah, Omega will have that god complex. He will want to be the god of time, right? But he won't be. He's not a god of the pantheon, and I think that's where that's going to differ a little bit. I do wonder if that's. But I also wonder, with this whole like reality fracturing stuff, are we going to then see the end of the god era now? I hope Omega's voice isn't AI, but yeah. Harry's will be playing Omega. Do you think it's setting his presence for a future season? That could be true, actually. I mean, I hope it's not that. I hope now they've dropped his name, I'd like to see him, and I'd like to see what they do with that. And I think it's a budget thing. Is that the big finale last season was Sutek as this massive CGI creature, and that looked incredible. So I'm kind of like anticipating seeing a big CGI creature here. Okay, well, it is 10 past 10. Let's have one game of 13, and we'll wrap this up. I did see the Thari's cameo. I didn't realise in the episode. I was too busy actually watching the scene to notice Thari's in the background. But, yeah, very cool. Very nice to see. Good for him. It's a really nice, exciting moment. And, like, as someone who's been on set, there is no more exciting experience than getting to be on the set of your favourite show and just seeing how it's made generally and being amongst like the cast and stuff is it's incredible. It's an incredible experience. So yeah, very exciting for him. Very nice moment for him. But yeah, I thought the episode was good. I really enjoyed it. I thought I didn't have any sort of major things that I didn't like about it. I didn't have any major problems. Isn't time a character? One of the Eternals. Who would voice? No, the original voice actor isn't alive. Unfortunately, died in 2008. So I would like to think they will just get someone else to do it. If they want to do it justice, they should get a voice actor or an actor who is old, who is like in their like 80s or 90s, because realistically, that's the only way you're gonna do the vibe justice, right? Like Sutek sounded fucking cool because it was the original guy, yes, but because the original character appeared in the 70s, the guy sounded like an older voice actor, and that's very cool. Whereas, I guess what I'm saying with Omega, you should, although the original voice actor's dead, it would be great to see them. It'd be great to see them do something with that, Older voice. An older voice of someone who has had a voice acting profession in the 70s. Do you know what I mean? Like a real vintage old school voice actor, like a well-known voice maybe, would be really cool. Not Brian Blessed. Yeah. The original actor died in 2019. Is that the original voice actor or the original like physical actor? I thought the voice actor died in 2008 or 2009 or something. But yeah, he probably will be, in the same way that Sutek was. He probably will have like a booming voice. And the fact that we heard the original Omega voice, Jesus Christ, Josh. The fact that we heard that was very exciting anyway. So I'm anticipating something cool. But then maybe if they use the original voice, means we're not actually going to see him. I don't know. They haven't got a new voice actor. Don't know. Interesting, isn't it? I just hope that they actually give him a voice and don't just leave him completely mute. That would be the worst thing in the world if they did that. That would be so annoying. Because he's like an intellectual genius, right? Like, this character is intellectually superior. I mean, he basically invented the TARDIS. Like, that's his creation, is the TARDIS. So it would be very silly if they didn't at least have him a chance to speak to the Doctor. That's from the Three Doctors died in 2019. The actor from Arkham Infinity died in 2009. Oh, I see. Oh, that's such a shame that it's so recent as well. David Attenborough. David Attenborough's too nice of a voice. He's too sweet and wholesome. Don't know if I could see that. God, I'm struggling with this today. So, next week, what is the plan? A good question. Next week, the episode does not air at 8 o'clock in the morning for the UK time zones. It actually airs around 7 o'clock in the afternoon, in the evening. And I'm going to be going to the cinema to watch it. So, here's what's going to happen. Obviously, I can't then just pop from the cinema and just hop on a live stream, but I will be doing a live stream. I aim to start streaming next Saturday around 9 p.m. Let me wrap this fucking shit up, actually. I'm sick of this game. There we go. We'll do it properly another time. So next week I'll be streaming. I'm aiming to stream around 9 p.m. Oh, Anthony Hopkins would be a fucking great shout. Yeah, I'll be around at 9 p.m. after the cinema screening, and we're going to do a bit of an extra long live stream. I aim to stream for about 2 hours next week after the finale's aired. I'm not going to whip up my phone and start vlogging from the cinema, but I will be as soon as the film is done. I'll be rushing back home to film my live reaction review of the episode. Also, in cinemas, apparently there is going to be an exclusive preview of the war between the land and the sea. So, I'll also be talking about what that was, what that trailer is, what that means, etc. I'll try and get as much information as I can. I'm very, very excited. I will have another video out this week. I'm aiming for that video to be a bit of a recap and everything we know about the reality war before going into it, but we'll see what that is. So I look forward to that. I look forward to talking about that. That should be really fun. But look out for that. If you haven't already, join our Discord server, which is linked down in the description below. It's a great place for a lot of lovely Doctor Who fans with a lot of fantastic, exciting discussions, and it's the best place to find out anything that I put out, all the content that I put out. I've got a few things coming out weekly. We've got a weekly podcast, we've got a weekly live stream, we've got weekly videos. So there's plenty of stuff coming out there that you might just miss. So if you haven't already, subscribe with notifications on, of course. Share the channel if you like, and jump in the Discord server to find out when we are putting out this content. And if you want to be a member, you can join the channel as a member and get early access videos, exclusive roles and chats on Discord with myself. You can give me video ideas and all that sort of lovely stuff. And a bunch of other bonuses as well, like using very custom emojis in the chat, such as, for example, Slavina Carpenter, and many, many more. So, yeah, look forward to that. All the members get exclusive things like that, and it's a lot of fun, but it's completely optional, of course. Thank you for tuning in. I've really, really enjoyed it this week. I'm really excited to chat again next week. And whether the series is on or off, we'll be doing weekly live streams here on YouTube. They'll not be on Saturday after Doctor Who's finished. I'll be going back to the Tuesday evening slot. So please do stick around, subscribe. The live streams aren't going anywhere. Play Star Wars Battlefront 2 this weekend. The live streams aren't going anywhere at all. The content is not going anywhere. We are back, and we are making videos. We are live streaming. We've got so much exciting Doctor Who content coming your way very, very soon. So subscribe right now. It's the perfect time to do so. We will see you all next week and during the week for a fun little video, and next Saturday at about 9 p.m. for my review of the reality war, my preview of the war between the land and sea, and my overall thoughts on Doctor Who Season 2. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all later. Bye bye.